and the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Shalom alaikum.
Young TV.
They're like motherfucking paupers. This poverty shit, ain't nobody on earth supposed to be in poverty. They created that shit. Right? Because of the chapter of misery, you got to have somebody that's strong enough to stay on the bottom. Right? They got to be strong enough to stay on the bottom for an extended period of time so they won't wake the fuck up and change shit. They won't exercise first jurisdiction to right, the first jurisdiction to claim, the sovereign position of authority. Right? If you don't know what all this stuff I'm talking about, you need to get back in the books, because this is basic shit to me. But it ain't basic to regular people. I'm not regular. I'm high octane rocket fuel, super unleaded. I ain't regular. Nitrous oxides infused, literally. Right? So I'm going to take off and leave a motherfucker, but wait a minute, I got to come back around and scoop you back up. This is a time everybody been waiting for. They told in every doctrine on earth what it would look like, from your history teachers to your philosophy teachers to your religious teachers to your spiritual. There's one thing they all agree on: this shit over with. This shit over with, because one of these little nappy head, raisin head boys is going to pull their whole card and find out that they was holding the card ain't even the joker in the deck. It's the one with the little right. It ain't even a real card. Counterfeit cards. Right? And once we realize that they cards is counterfeit, shit, I'm taking my deck and going home. You play your game by yourself. Close that monopoly blocks up. You will never establish your plutarchy over me. Your plutocratic government, like I don't know what the fuck y'all doing. I'm watching at every level of this chess game. I'm watching from the 19th dimension to the 2nd dimension. I mean, if it's written down, I'm looking at that. And if it's in the soul and the spirit, I'm looking at that too. And everything in the middle, I'm looking at all of it. So that's because all of us don't remember that they smarter than me. And I'm probably the first one to remember. They gonna wake up to it if I keep talking this shit I'm talking. It's gonna make them step out and like, hold up. Bruh, right. Can't no motherfucker be that right. How is he this right? It got to be something to what he's saying. Right? This is all of these people is playing these games, and we not seeing the game being played because they playing the game on us. We are victims of what we call a long white kind. It's a drawn out story where the con artists place key roles of the con in order to keep you duped for as long as possible. Right? And they call it larceny by conversion, while they conversing you into the larceny on your own birthright. But they tell you that if you go to one of them and do the same exact thing, you a criminal, but them doing it, they legit, because they the government. A criminal's a fucking criminal. Whether it's the government is the criminal, or whether it's the criminal or criminal. The one who does not follow the law does not follow the law. I don't give a fuck if he in the hood or if he in motherfucking the Vatican, Buckingham Palace. I don't give a fuck if he in the military industrial complex. The one who does not follow the rules doesn't follow rules. Period. And that's how you create criminal. And that's how you create crime. You tell the people that you know not gonna follow that shit to follow it, and then you attach a penalty to it and lock their ass up. We ain't need prisons before they came. All of a sudden they everywhere. Why we had to have a whole prison boom in the era in the 80s crack era, and George Bush and Ronald Reagan, Oliver North, and I forgot the other dude name, Butt White, whatever the fuck his name is, Stickleblogger. He got an old funny name like that. But anyway, they got caught red-handed bringing the the cocaine from the source of production into the country. They got caught. Go look at the Iran-Contra. And they got caught. Now, they lock all these brothers up on drug-related charges. If all of them would have knew that their co-defendant was the government, they would have all walked. The government can't create a crime, run an ongoing criminal enterprise to lure you into the criminal enterprise in order to charge you with a crime and lock your ass up. It say it in their books. I didn't write it. They wrote it. They wrote it down because the only way to keep honor among thieves is they got to write that shit down, because they not going to keep to the same story. You can go back from when I started to now. I'm telling the same story. I'm just giving more details as the years roll on with more and more receipts. But I've been dropping receipts since the word go. Right? Look, these people doing all kind of shit with the social media. They blocking people from liking my post. They blocking people from commenting on my posts. Mm-hmm. They interfering with the sound quality, the picture quality. They doing all that. But you know what? They can't shut me the fuck up. I ain't gonna shut up. No, I'm only gonna shut up under two conditions. I get tired and see that it ain't going nowhere, and the other one is we done. That's the only two things can shut me up. Mm-hmm. I'm tired of telling people the same shit over and over again. I've been tired, and I'm not finna do like Taj. I'm not finna be telling the motherfucker the same thing for 25 years. 5 years is long enough for me. If they don't get it by now, they probably won't get it, and so I'm winding down on my limits of continuously preaching that if you really want to step into your power, we can take this shit back. But then all of the ones that we need to render the aid and assistance, we put the call out. I already know who gonna move and who not, when they gonna move, how they gonna move. I'm watching them long enough to be able to know their behavior and their behavioral patterns. So I ain't finna try to be kissing nobody ass. Empress not finna be kissing nobody ass either. And as her advisor, I'm gonna tell her, they want you to kiss their ass, fuck them. Tell them to jump off a long bridge with a short rope. That's what you tell them. Nope, ain't no ass kissing going on. And the reason why you invite motherfuckers to join in to the liberation call, so when you get liberated, the motherfuckers who didn't answer the call can stay where the fuck they at. That's all. It's not personal. Right? It's strictly business. It's just family business, and we take that shit personal amongst the family. So all parts of the family doing their part, but just because you doing your part, when it's time for you to step up and lock in like a transformer, so we can form this whole motherfucking super bot, and you failing to bring your piece to the motherfucking table, you can stay where the fuck you at. We'll find a new piece. Right? It's the sad part about it is we the ones with the birthright. And we got people that don't look like us that's pushing us harder to recover our birthright because they sick of the bullshit more than us. Remember, we was willing to accept the bottom because we was strong enough to take it. Right? They didn't never want to, because in order to oppress a motherfucker, you got to stay down with them. You got to have somebody to hold that motherfucker down in order for him to stay down. And the motherfucker that's holding you down feel just as bad as the motherfucker that's sent them to hold you down, making you feel. And then we get caught up in the emotions. It's the navigation system. You can't get out of it if you don't know how to read them. Emotional intelligence. What you think they come up with that shit for? You think that's some new shit? Emotional intelligence go all the way back to temple priests and motherfucking Kemet and Teotihuacan and motherfucking Indian Apple and what's it called, motherfucking Himalayas, right? They ain't talking about being a player for the Himalayas for no reason. A player in this game of life, from the Himalayas where the cave of the ancients is. We come forth and walk the land among the people because the Sun Wukong became the Hanuman who had to go to the west to recover the sacred scrolls. The 10 sacred scrolls is the 10 keys that they use to imprison you. Economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, war, and health. The 10 scrolls of wisdom are the Monkey King. And his journey to the west is to capture the 10 scrolls. The 10 scrolls of wisdom tells you how to effectively run a government without being oppressive to the people. It's the prince. It's the order of the prince. It's the law of nature being applied to the human arena. It's the wise ones in nature's job to come from the Himalayas and walk among the other players in order to see how they playing the game, in order to solve the problem of who's playing the game right and who playing it wrong. And now we know how to play the game the right way. We can all be winners because it's only one position, and that's the winner's circle. And we all got expressing itself from a different position. So I just so happen to be the pituitary gland in the Queen's chamber, waiting on this shit to be over. Look, I'm going to say this. They try to make us be colored folks, black folks, red folks, brown folks. They try to make us be niggas, Negroes, Negritos. They didn't classify us as motherfucking Moors and Cherokee and Choctaw and Chickasaw and gave us all the names they wanted us to have. Now we all got something to fight with each other about. Which one is you? All the names they done gave us, you got a group of us that hold tight to that name. African American. Unapologetically African. Right? I'm a Pan-Africanist. Niggas be saying shit because it sound like they intelligent and the whole time they a whole goddamn buffoon. But a broke clock right 2 times out the day. You know, when you really realize our best bet, each one teach one until we reach enough to flip the critical mass. But it's so many of us don't know how to talk to their family because they ain't got no communication skills. We don't know what to do. There's no instructional manual for us to follow. So whenever we get enough energy behind us to push Malachi out, we writing that manual. What the fuck to do to become who you are. He can write it, I proofread it, or I'll write it, he proofread it, but that's going to be a joint project. How to become yourself. Because somebody taught you to be other than yourself. You hear Malcolm X? Who told you that your lips was big, was ugly? Who told you that your nappy hair was ugly? Who told you that? And then why is they even telling you that in the first place when they should be telling you how the universe works instead of how you supposed to look to them? Xenophilia, xenophobia, the conflict of two foreigners' communication with a foreigner. One of them loved the foreigner, one of them hate the foreigner. The one that loved the foreigner, embraced the foreigner, bring him in and do business with the foreigner. But the other one who can't stand the foreigner want to kill him. 200 years later, the ones that brought the foreigners is the ones who couldn't stand them to begin with, want them all dead. But now the ones of us who found out how to live with these motherfuckers saying, what's the problem now? That was all your shit they was pushing. Now let them push this tribal shit. Let them go study out the manual of growth and development so they can follow the motherfucking rules and regulations of growth and development. Let them go sit at the feet of Angel Bay if they want to be a peace stone so they can learn how to stand up like a soldier and hold their post with a firm conviction. Understand what's going on. This shit is not a game, but it's still a game. It's serious, but it's still a game. And somewhere along the line, we gotta stop being judgmental and start looking for how to get power. Fuck who you don't like. Fuck who you don't like. Fuck who you like. The motherfucker you like more likely to do you dirt than the motherfucker you don't like. The motherfucker that you like is more liable to do you dirt than the motherfucker you like. You've been kissing this motherfucker ass and he been waiting on the chance to shit in your face. But the motherfucker who been being straight up with that you don't like ain't never did nothing to you. Warned you about that motherfucker whose ass you was kissing. Keep kissing his ass, he gonna shit in your face. But what you do? That's my brother. That's my sister. That's my mama. That's my cousin. Anybody teaching you hate is teaching you a self-defeated mentality. You can't run around carrying hate because that locks your emotions where you can't clearly read how you supposed to respond to the person. You ain't supposed to respond off of a prejudice. You're supposed to respond off of frequency. How do the presence of this motherfucker make you feel? I tell people in a minute, if I automatically don't like somebody, don't bring them back around me. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like this motherfucker. Don't bring him back over here. Ain't nothing personal, but your energy don't feel right to me. And I don't know what's up with you, but you can't come back over here. And I done it. And I will continue to do it. Right? So, when we out here trying to raise the consciousness and the minds of the people, once the consciousness grasps a hold of what I'm telling y'all, this shit is over. But Bobby Hemmings said it 20 years ago, this shit is over, but it never manifested. Something was wrong where it couldn't manifest. A new day couldn't manifest. Something was in error. Somebody had to come along and iron out that last wrinkle, that last error. Why is it not? Bobby was saying it 20 years ago, this shit is over. Man, this shit is over. He been saying it 20 years ago, but now here we is 20 years later, and we still saying it's over, but we ain't seeing the result for something is wrong. The only reason we ain't seeing the result because it ain't enough for us with the juice. with the birthright, with the blood right, stepping up to the motherfucking mic. All of them trying to be entertainers and celebrities. I'm trying my best not to even be seen. But I still got to come out of my shell, defy my Scorpio nature of being a recluse, to teach on this social media shit, which I cannot stand. I hate social media with a passion when they was invented this shit. I never liked it, but it became a valuable resource because it was an untapped source of communication with our people across the land. No matter where they was at, this social media bullshit was gonna reach them. Look, I could go to Cali right now. I have a whole set of Vatos, motherfucking Bloods, Crips, all the motherfuckers will be coming to see and ask me questions and different things and show me love and show me respect because they've been listening to my lives. They know what's up. They know who I am, what I'm doing, and what it's about, but they can't help the motherfuckers on the East Coast. The motherfuckers in the Midwest know what I'm talking about. The Vice Lords know what I'm talking about, right? The Bloods, the GDs, BDs, they know what I'm talking about, but they can't explain it to the motherfuckers in Florida. They can't get it into the same depth. They know the 5%ers in New York. When they hear me and they listen and they hear me talk about putting Father God Allah and they hear me telling about why he had to do what he had to, they know what I'm talking about. They can't explain it to the motherfucking Hebrew Israelite niggas. They can't hear it. Cause I don't choose to acknowledge any God that got to kill off a nation of people in order for his nation to have somewhere to go. I don't subscribe to none of that bullshit there. If your God promised you a land in the future, he got you roaming the earth as a nomad, where's his motherfucking power? You were supposed to be organic to the land where he created you at. Why you ain't organic to the land? Where's you motherfuckers organic to? Right? I know I'm walking Mississippi clay dirt, walking. I know where them motherfuckers in Africa come from. I know where the ones in India. Where does you motherfucking Jew motherfuckers come from? Where? Where y'all just popped up in history out of no fucking where with a whole religion. Where y'all come from? If you don't know where you come from, you don't belong here. You gotta be from, y'all ain't from Australia. You ain't from South America. You ain't from North America. You ain't from Europe, but you monopolized the motherfucking European empires. You ain't from the Middle East, but you monopolized the whole Middle East empires. You control the whole Islamic world. You and your Christian counterparts who put that motherfucking Quran bullshit together. Y'all control all of these motherfuckers. Where the fuck did you come from? You telling us that we ain't from over here, the place that we was originally created from first creation, and you telling us we ain't from here, but we can't find where you motherfuckers is from. You can match my DNA to Mississippi clay dirt. It's gonna come out 99.9% match. This nigga Mississippi clay dirt walking. DNA said it and it ain't lying. Where your motherfucking DNA gonna take us to? Where you motherfuckers from? Why your God didn't create your world where you can have your own world instead of trying to steal somebody else's shit for you? Your God a bitch. That's some bitch ass shit. He gonna take somebody else's shit instead of creating your own shit that you supposed to been coming into creation with. He gonna come take our shit. But we ain't supposed to say nothing because y'all chosen by God. Your God is a bitch ass nigga. Look, I told him when I read the book of Job, you know, if that motherfucker would have did that shit in the hood, we'd have wet that motherfucker up. Look what this motherfucker do. And the children of God came to prostrate before the Lord, and also amongst them came the devil, Lucifer, Satan, whatever the fuck name they want to use for him. And God, in his infinite wisdom, said, Satan, what you doing? Oh, nothing. I'm just walking back and forth, to and from, up and down in the earth. You ain't got nothing to do? Nope. I'm just sitting there twiddling my thumbs. Can't find the soul of steel. I got one for ya. Have you considered my little buddy Job? Job's an upright man, boy. I bet you can't make that nigga fall. That's traitor ass shit in our face. Adam, the first rat on record, and this God in Job is the first godfather to betray a motherfucker in the open. We didn't even see it. That's traitor shit. Have you considered going over there and raping my concubine, nigga? That pussy good. That's traitor shit. It's traitorism. Are y'all reading what these motherfuckers is doing and saying in this book? Are y'all reading critically, or are y'all critically being read? Which one is it? Right? Are y'all analyzing the shit, or are y'all analyzing shit instead of what you read? I'm just saying. Something is amiss here. Right? Something, look, this guy told the devil, that's my boy Job. Go get him, boy. Sick him. Now, Job done went through the worst hell of his life. This nigga done got the blisters. He had the herpes. This nigga caught the syphilis and the herpes. And he done caught all kind of shit. He caught cancer. He done had kidney failure, liver failure, heart failure. But he won't curse the name of the Lord. And Satan over there like, damn, what kind of juice you put in this nigga? This is a super nigga here. I can't break this motherfucker, make him fold for nothing. All the time, God set him up. You go ask the preacher about God setting Job up. He say, oh, he was just testing him. I thought you said that motherfucker already knew everything. If he already knew everything, he don't got to test Job. He know what Job gonna do. That's called an arbitrary test. You're just taking it up on yourself to do some shit to prove a point. Just like this government take it up on themselves to write some shit in the book and tell you it's the law, and then come bust you upside your head with a flashlight, choke you out with a motherfucking flashlight chokehold, California, shoot you in the back because they said you was running away, you was fleeing and eluding, so they had the right to execute any nigga on sight, which was one of the tribesmen who was caught running, go warn the rest of the tribes that the goddamn British is coming, right? So while we warned the tribe the British coming, they shoot us in the back, killing us with a stranglehold, stomping us out in the street, but we ain't supposed to say nothing. These motherfuckers coming to the hood with flak vests on, motherfucking bulletproof vests, helmets, motherfucking tactical motherfucking jumpsuits, tactical boots, tactical motherfucking firearm holders. They got AKs, AR-15s, M16s, 45s, 44s, 357s. They got automatics, semi-automatic, revolvers. They got pumps. They got grenade launchers, bazookas. They driving mini tanks through the hood. But guess what? We ain't allowed to have none of that shit. And we don't know we in a police state. We don't know we in the police state. We in the whole fucking police state in the occupied land, and we think that this shit is normal just because it was going on when we was born. This shit not normal. This shit not normal. This is not right. It's not all wise, right, and exact. This shit is all foul, fucked up, and derelict. This is not all wise, right, and exact. This is totally the opposite of all wise, right, and exact. We in the occupied territory. Wake up. Soon as we wake up, look, I'm telling y'all now, if Rod Hayes tell y'all we marching somewhere, somebody getting they wig split, whether it's the president, the speaker of the house, the governor, the mayor, and I'm gonna be the head buster. I'm not finna send that motherfucker to go do what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm gonna tell you what, y'all keep the rest of the motherfuckers off my back while I go bust this motherfucker upside his head. I'm not finna send nobody on no dummy mission. Got me fucked up. Cult leader. You won't get me caught up in that bullshit. I seen that trick play already. That motherfucking pony done rolled away. So you reach out to these motherfuckers talking about they want liberation. They want equality. I don't want no motherfucking equality. I want my shit. My shit gonna establish where I'm at. I don't need to be equal to nobody. I don't need nobody trying to be equal to me. Everybody stay in your lane. We got a lane called a path, a life path. That's your lane. If you walk in your lane, I guarantee you, if you don't give too much of a fucks about the people just trying to swerve in your lane and bump some of the motherfuckers out your shit'll run smooth. We'll all be riding this motherfucker smooth together. There won't be no traffic jams, no backups. It won't be no motherfuckers on the shoulder or the road because we're going to help each other along the way. If we have to lock arms and drag the car behind us, it don't matter. We all in our lane. We know how to function. But when you got motherfuckers swerving, lane to lane and can't stay still and jumping around like a Mexican jumping bean in the middle of the road. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do. The government ain't supposed to have nothing to abuse the citizen that the citizen doesn't have to defend himself. The government is the rogues. They the ones who went off script. And y'all sitting here believing that this stage show they telling us is real, and this shit been over ever since the fake Obama administration. Because he never had a birth certificate because he wasn't born here. Oh, test tube ass baby. Hey, I just had a brain fart. My brain don't fart too often. But here's one. Try this one on for size. If Big Mike a man, what make y'all think Big Lil Barry ain't no girl? Because that's how they do in Hollywood. In Hollywood, the person that got a dress in drag, they want a person that's look the opposite. So you got a drag king and a drag queen married, but all the time they living behind the scenes like regular people. Now that's some fucked up shit. Listen, it's too many real motherfuckers sitting in hard places doing hard times on some trumped up government shit. We need Big Meech to come back out and continuously teach these boys how to live with money because we about to have a lot of it. He just got the knack for it. It's just how he wired. They listen and he gets their attention. He just got to figure out because the dope game gonna be dead because it's already dead. It's a setup as it is right now. So it ain't the dope game. That shit over with. But it's enough game in the game to get paper in other places. He didn't have a chance to sit down. He can come out and get his money a different way, right? But when you had no other option, you take the option given to you in order to reach the plateau you're trying to reach in order to have the effect you need to have. A chief can't control his territory from behind bars. I don't give a fuck who they is. Larry Hoover, Big Tukey, Angel Bay, you can't control your empire from behind bars because the enemy is always listening. You can't cleanse the land that the motherfucker's bringing the dope in when you behind bars because the motherfucker got you behind bars is the ones bringing the goddamn dope in. Come on now. Listen, all of the ones they told us was villains was the actual heroes. All of the heroes was the actual villains. Your founding fathers is the founding patriarchs of the patriarchal system that produced the patriots to undermine the matriots. That's why they call them founding fathers. But they can't none of them motherfuckers grow nothing. They got to come to us if they want to grow something, because they can't impregnate the land, meaning they can't plant good crop. They got to come to us. We all know. But we keep forgetting that we know. But knowledge alone by itself is worthless if you can't back it up with action. And this is where we at now. We need to see, we need to be able to enforce the jurisdictional supremacy. If you don't understand jurisdictional supremacy, you stuck. If you don't understand that the sovereign right trumps the national right, you stuck. If you don't realize that your independence is not the same as your sovereignty, you stuck. Right? Ain't nobody independent. You can get that bullshit out your head. Stop letting everybody tell y'all sisters to be independent women, and stop letting these motherfuckers tell these brothers that he can be a strong, powerful, independent man. We need teams. We pack animals. We pack animals. Look at our totems. Birds come in flocks. We pack animals. We humans, we come in packs. Motherfucking gorillas come in clans. Right? Cattle come in herds. We pack animals. The only difference is we supposed to be pack animals that think we need to build teams. But these stupid motherfuckers, they think that they the only ones with the right to establish the team. And they don't even have the greatest right. They just got a right. Right? The superiority comes in when the heir with the superior jurisdiction is standing on business, and now y'all fucked. If y'all don't tie into the vein, you're gonna be jammed up. It's a lot of mothers calling, but not the ones that's doing the work that we need. We need the ones doing the work. We could put the families together when we unify the sisters that's doing the work. But no, they all so busy. They like the preacher. They got their little piece of the pie. Fuck the congregation. Shit, as long as they keep me living high on the hog, I'm going to keep on telling them the same goddamn shit. Fuck that shit. We need some new shit. We need some new blood. We need some new air. We need some new earth. We need all this shit renewed, because the old shit don't work for us. It worked for you greedy, selfish, and self-centered motherfuckers that feel entitled to some shit, but your title to your entitlement about to be revoked. Right? I say all you motherfuckers wielding this artificial pseudo power, abusing and stealing and robbing the weak, your motherfucking ass gonna be held accountable by true power, and that's the power of the ever-living God of all. Big Mama don't play. And she appoints somebody to be her motherfucking number one on the planet at the time in order to solve the problem. The problem is solved. The only part of the problem that still remains is the ones who ain't looking at the equation on the board. Look your ass at the equation on the board. This shit over with. Right? The equation on the board. You got to follow the steps. This all over. This all a stage show. It's a front. It's a fraud. It's a red herring. It's something used to distract you from the truth. Don't believe nothing they tell you and half of what you see, because now they got the technology to deceive not only your eyes, but your ears, your sense of taste, touch, and smell. It's an impossible motherfucking burger, right? You thought it was meat, but you're supposed to be vegan. Why would you even give a fuck? Because you can't leave what you was programmed to receive. You was programmed to eat meat. Now you want stuff that reminds you of the meat, so you can conclude that you eat meat while you in your vegan status, condemning all the meat eaters and never knowing that half that shit was flavored with meat byproducts. Because you can't make vegetables taste like meat without putting some meat in them. Why you think they use motherfucking ham hocks and neck bones and seasoned collard greens and corn and motherfucking peas, black eyed peas. That's because they need the flavor from the meat in order to enhance the flavor in the vegetables. All these people, they didn't turn vegans into a whole cult, a vicious and vile cult for you carnivore, you carnivorous meat-eating motherfuckers. Like the plant don't got a life. They think they better than us because the plant don't got a life. That plant living just like that goddamn cow. When you pull that motherfucking root up, it's the same as cutting that goddamn cow throat. I don't eat beef, but I'm just telling you, you think you go plug them motherfucking sensors up and poke that goddamn plant, that motherfucker screaming. He just don't scream on the frequency and pitch that you used to hearing. When you chopping them motherfucking cilantro up to put in your salad, that cilantro leaf is screaming, but you can't hear it because the pitch and tone in which he's using to scream is below your auditory perception. So you can't hear him, but it don't mean he ain't screaming. So you say if it don't got a face, a flower has a face. We call it the flower. That's the face of the plant, the flower. And the flower doesn't show until the plant's strong enough to hold the face up. In other words, you don't stand up till you're strong enough to stand on your feet. Look, they told us the lion was the king of the jungle. He's an opportunist, bitch-ass nigga, reject pimp. The lioness is the king of the jungle. She know how to cooperate and work in common unity with her sisters and to formulate a whole strategy to bring down the food to feed the babies. And the only thing she need his big dusty ass for is to make more babies and come grab this motherfucker. He too big. It's 5 of us. You need to come over here and get your lazy ass up and laying in the sun for 12 hours. Come on over here and help us get this goddamn wildebeest down, you big, sorry, slimy piece of shit. Unlike the gorilla, you go fuck with one of them babies and watch what the gorilla do. The gorilla gonna lead them. This is where we gonna eat at, cause this where the food good. This where we gonna drink at, cause this where the water good. I'm taking my wife and all my children right along with me up this motherfucking success ladder. And the lion only care about itself. Selfish, self-centered, entitled ass motherfucker. That's why I sick a pack of hyenas on his ass, cause he can't beat him by himself. But if the women don't come, if the lionesses don't come, and that pack of hyenas attack his ass, just cause he might get a couple of them, they'll get his big ass. So I think we became culturally addicted to being misinformed about who he is. And now we like junkies detoxing from the fix of disillusionment of self. And now we want our drugs back. I want to go back to being black and proud. I want to go back to being African American. I want to go back to being a Negro. But you can't say it consciously because you don't even realize that you programmed to think that way. Right? So how do you frame it? Man, I wish I was back in the 60s when they was really about it. I don't want no motherfucker sicking no dogs on me. I'd have came with a whole pack of pit bulls for them German shepherds. And I'd have came with a whole pack of niggas with billy clubs and motherfucking 12 gauge shotguns and 38s for the motherfuckers that was sicking the 2-legged dog that was sicking the 4-legged dog on people. That would have been the wrong era for me. I'm glad I was born at the end of that shit, because the way that I'm wired, I'm not that we shall overcome kumbaya. I'm not the one to sing Negro spirituals with you in the church. I'm the wrong one for that. That's not my lane. I know it's not my lane. I'll be out in the woods on the lakefront listening to some soft rock and some R&B and some rap, but I'm not finna be in the church. I might come listen to some gospel, but I'm not finna be in there listening to this motherfucker standing up here lying to me all goddamn day for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours out the day, then come back and do it all again in the evening. I ain't with that bullshit. Anybody tell you they came in the name of God, they the first ones you need to be suspicious. They the first ones you need to be suspicious of, because they use this God shit just like they use love in order to deceive motherfucker. I love you so much. Man, I can't stand that bitch. I just had to tell her that's just a check coming up on the first. Sorry ass motherfuckers. And we don't see it. It's in our face. I did a whole video on YouTube, on Facebook. The name of the video is "The Conscious Community is the Problem Now." Them niggas is worse than the other niggas. I think we got a relay going on to see which one of the diet woke ass niggas can be the worst, foulest, wretchedest motherfucker in real life. And then they can put this image out there to be squeaky clean. Ain't none of us squeaky clean, including me. Ain't no motherfucker squeaky clean. You find a motherfucker squeaky clean, you better put that motherfucker in the glass display, because he ain't real. Everybody done did some shit. That's why you got to do shadow work. Everybody done did some shit they got to pay for. I done paid for all my shit. I done paid over multiple of the shit that I did, because 90% of the shit I did, I was justified to begin with in the first place. Lead with love, a massive throat punch. Fuck around and find out if you want to. Right? I ain't friendly, but I'm not disrespectful. Right? It's a difference. I ain't friendly, but I'm not disrespectful. If I disrespect somebody, I want all of the smoke that come with disrespecting that person, because that's why I'm doing it. I don't, and if they disrespected me first, my disrespect is going to be multiplied by 10 to the disrespect they gave me. And I'm not going to tongue wrestle with these motherfuckers, because that's not my lane. That's why I don't do debates. I'm not finna be, what the fuck I look like arguing another motherfucker's opinion? I'm standing on another motherfucker's belief system that might not even be the motherfucker I believe in. How must I make that shit make sense? Oh, these are the sources that you need in order to be accepted in academia. They don't accept Dr. Suzar work because they say she didn't follow the line of scholars that she's supposed to follow in order to put her work in the public domain. Fuck you. Right? We got Muwada Ashby. The closest thing out here right now to Malachi Z. York putting out books is Muwada Ashby. He had one of the young brothers with the Journey Home group in the Marcus Project. He was putting out some good material, but I don't know what happened to them, the Journey Home group. But being consistent and coming from that ancient Kemetic teachings, the old Heka, Muwada Ashby is the closest thing you're going to get to Malachi York right now in terms of quality and volume of material. Nobody else is putting stuff out that regular. Yeah, Dr. Suzar ain't for no games. That girl the truth. Right? But you used a method of study, but you don't study what they tell you. You study what you choose to study. Let the spirit guide you to what to study. And that's how you're going to be guided to see around their bullshit. You just need to learn their methodology. Right? You could use the Socratic method or the scientific method in order to derive your conclusions, but you don't never go to where they tell you. You go to where they told you not to go. When I first realized that, the first thing I did was I'm finna start studying witchcraft. I'm finna start studying voodoo, Satanism, the Bible, the Satanic Bible by Anton LaVey. Man, got some of the realest shit you ever want to read in it. As far as taking your power back, they got some of the realest shit that you ever want to read in it. The reason why they use that Satan shit is so that people that grew up with our background, that's firmly fixed in that church bullshit, we won't never go get them keys to get free. You put Satan on it or devil on it or Lucifer on it, And they don't even know what none of that shit mean in English. And then they don't know what it means in the language it came from. Right? The demons is just activated codons in your DNA. That's the whole gospel of the book of Solomon about, what they call the wisdom of Solomon. And he was asking them what angel restricts you, right? And the angel being the angle of light that restricts the codon on the DNA. I told you, the ancestors use persons, places, things to teach you concepts, philosophies, and ideas. When you get out of the person, place, or thing trap, then you get to see the concept, the idea, and the rollout of how they was giving you information in these stories. Because they know motherfuckers going to try to change and alter the story, but then it's going to make the science be flawed. And then the science be flawed, they can't never get out of the box until they put the pieces back the way they're supposed to go. It's designed that way. All that shit is ancient shit that they use to teach us, and that's just how we learn. When you know how you learn, then you study according to your learning process. Right? Yep. Right. And all of them, they all homonyms. They sound alike, but they all mean something different. Yeah, look, I went to Hoodoo, Voodoo, Santeria. I went to the different Loas and the Orishas. I started studying all that shit. I was like, why they don't want us to look over here? Why you tell me not to look over here? Now I'm going to use your scientific method to go study this shit. Hermetics. I'm going to study all the shit you told me don't study. Aleister Crowley. I'm going to study all the shit you said don't study. Franz Bardon. Harold Percival. Madame Blavatsky. Rudolf Steiner. I'm studying all these motherfuckers. You said don't study them. You said that they some crazy lunatics and they don't know what they talking about. But when I use your scientific method to study them, something changes in the paradigm that you telling me, and now I got to see why this happens. So let me do it again. Send me some more people that I'm not supposed to study so that I can study them, like Rasputin, like Dr. John D., who put us in this conundrum. I see all these warlocks moving about doing some funny shit. Yep, Santa Paulo, Ruba, yep, Dogon, the Medu Netter. The people don't understand, like the Medu Netter it's a very uniquely written piece of work. It got a lot of stuff in there that we needed. And the hieroglyphic adjustments was when I say they had to put the piece back to correct the prop, that's what he doing in the Medu Netter. He putting the piece back where it's supposed to be. Now you can see the information the way you're supposed to see it. All of this stuff, they say, look, Albert Churchward and Gerald Massey is the founding fathers of Egyptology, and neither one of them is recognized in academia anymore. How in the hell they the founding fathers of Egyptology, but you can't use them in references to your Egyptian studies? That's some strange stuff. You mean I discovered air components that make up air, and now you telling motherfuckers I'm not allowed to breathe? Come on, man. Y'all got to be crazy. Look, read the works of Joel A. Rogers, right? Especially Superman the Man. One of my I want to make that into a movie. Superman the Man, I want to make into a movie. It's another one. Ambitious Violet by Khalil Gibran. I want to make it to. I want to make like movie shorts. Ambitious Violet. John the Madman. That's a full length movie. John the Madman to be a full length movie. it's chaos magic. Drawing from so many different places simultaneously using the unified field theory to converge upon a center. That's standing on pi. That's 3.14, right? And you standing on the center, but you got to make the circumference of the circle. That's 360. As above, so below for the 720. Off the left hand and the right hand makes the 1440, right? So now